Hello students, welcome to Shri Jayendra Rank Zone classes. In previous lectures, we have talked about parts of speech uh, covering nouns and pronouns. Today we will be discussing conjunctions. Let us move forward with our presentation and understand what are conjunctions. Conjunctions are used to express relationships between things in a sentence, link different clauses together, and to combine sentences. So, they different clauses or conditions together. For example, Ram and Sham are brothers. So, and is used to combine two different things, two different persons, Ram and Sham, in a sentence. Without conjunctions, we would be forced to use brief, simple sentences that do not express the full range of meaning we wish to communicate. Only using simple sentences would sound unnaturally abrupt and disjointed. For example, Paul has a dog. Paul has a parrot. He also has a cat. So here we have used three different sentences. Although we are trying to use make it make it less so 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 by using different kinds of conjunctions, we are able to make more complex, sophisticated sentences that show a connection between actions and ideas. For example, the above three sentences can be conveyed through single sentence, that is, Paul has a dog, a parrot, and a cat. We used conjunction and in order to combine in order to combine three different elements in single sentence. That is, Paul has a dog, a parrot, and a cat. Three different elements in a single sentence instead of three different sentences. Similarly, another example can be the animal is large but timid. Instead of using two different sentences, we have used a single sentence. With the help of conjunction, we have combined two different clauses in a single sentence. Is this sheep or a goat? Here as well, we have combined two different nouns with the help of or. Is this sheep or a goat? Let's move on to understand what are the conjunctions. First, first, coordinating conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions are used to join two or more words, phrases, or independent clauses. The two elements being joined must be grammatically equal or similar in both importance and structure. Okay, so they need to be both similar in importance as well as structure. In English, which can be remembered fanboys, where F stands for, A for and B for but, O for or, yet for Y for yet. Using two different sentences, we have combined them with and are using it as in a single sentence, that is, James and Jack are coming to the party. She scored good marks, but she is not satisfied. So we are combining two different clauses over here, but the second clause is in contradiction to the first clause. That is, first is positive and second is negative. She scored good marks is a positive or affirmative form of sentence, but while she is not satisfied is a negative sentence. So we use but in order to combine these two clauses. She dances well, yet she hesitates to take part in the competition. So, yet is used to present contrast when the information is surprising in light of what we already know. That is, she dances. We know that she dances, but yet is used to convey that she hesitates to take part in the competition, which is a surprising part. Therefore, instead of using but, we have used yes, yet in this sentence. Both but and yet are used in contradictory conditions, but yet is used when the information is surprising as compared. I wish you had been there, for we had a wonderful time. So, for is used to give a reason for something. So, what this sentence is trying to convey is that I wish you had been there, for we had a wonderful time. Why you should have been there? Because they had a wonderful time. So, for is used over here in order to give reason for something. He doesn't like football, nor does he enjoy hockey, nor presents an additional negative idea. So he doesn't like football and he also does not like hockey. So we have used nor coordinating conjunction between these two clauses. I hope coordinating conjunctions and their use are clear to you. Or is used when we have to convey a choice, and so is used when we have to give a reason or effect. All right, so I have explained the use of all the seven coordinating conjunctions. You please use them correctly. Now let us move on to our second type of conjunction, that is subordinating conjunctions. Subordinating conjunctions are used to create complex sentences containing one independent clause or main clause and the one dependent. The subordinating conjunction does two things. It introduces and subordinates the dependent clause, telling the reader independent clause, and it explains what relationship it has to the independent clause. Let us consider the following example in order to understand subordinating conjunctions properly. I went to the supermarket. We were out of milk. So, both of these sentences can stand on their own. However, there is no relationship between both these phrases. So, what we want to do is establish a relationship between them and make the second clause dependent on the first independent clause. So, what the sentence will become: I went to the supermarket since we were out of milk. The subordinating conjunction since transforms the second clause from an independent clause into a dependent clause. It subordinates it. How? That we went to supermarket only because we were out of milk. So since has transformed the second clause to be dependent on the first clause, and there is a clear relationship between these sentences, and we are able to convey the meaning more correctly and more in a more short way. As mentioned, one of the jobs of subordinating conjunctions is to establish the relationship between the two clauses. Which conjunction we use depends on the nature of the relationship. Below are some example coordinating conjunctions and their functions. The dependency of one clause over the other could be because of the cause, like the relationship could be cause and effect relationship. So how this relationship can be conveyed with the use of conjunctions like as, because, and since. Like, I went to supermarket because I wanted to buy a game. All right, so it is showing the cause effect relationship. Therefore we will use these three subordinating conjunctions. Similarly, if the relationship between the two clauses is of comparison or concession, we will use conjunctions like just or as, uh, although, even though, whereas, while. So we want to compare two different phrases, then the following conjunctions would be used, like although, even though, whereas, while. If the relationship between the two clauses or phrases is dependent upon the condition, upon they want to one of the clauses represents a condition, then we will use conjunctions like even if, as long as, in case, provided that, providing. So if the dependent clause is a condition, then we use conjunctions like even if, as long as, etc. If the dependent clause is related to independent clause based on a place, like where I will meet you where we last met. So the relationship between both these sentences is based on the place. Therefore, we use conjunctions like where. Similarly, we can also use conjunctions like wherever. If the relationship between the two clauses to be established is based on reason, then we will use conjunctions like in order that or so that. If the relationship is based on time, then we will use after, before, as soon as, once, until, when, whenever, while. Like, I will eat breakfast after you have cooked. So, after is establishing a relationship based upon time between the two sentences. That is, I will have breakfast and after you have cooked. So, it after establishes a time based relationship. The third kind of conjunctions are correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions are pairs of conjunctions that work together to indicate the relationship between two elements in a sentence. For example, I like neither pepperoni nor anchovies on my pizza. So, neither and nor is establishing a relationship between two elements in a sentence. That is, pepperoni and anchovies both are not acceptable on my pizza. Just as Americans love baseball, so do Europeans love soccer. So, Americans love baseball, Europeans love soccer, and they both are two different sentences, but we use just as and so in order to establish a relationship between them. Like, just as Americans love baseball, so do Europeans love soccer. Like, as much as this sentence says that as much as Americans love baseball, Europeans also love their soccer to the similar amount. So, just as and so are the correlative conjunctions that work together to indicate the relationship between the two sports and two countries. He is not sure whether he will be able to attend the game or not. Here, whether and or are correlative conjunctions which are used together in a sentence indicating relationship. Like, correlative conjunctions join words, phrases, or independent clauses of similar or equal importance and structure. But unlike coordinating conjunctions, correlative conjunctions can only join two elements together, but no more. Like with the use of and, which is a coordinating conjunction, we can combine multiple elements in a single sentence. Like we had already seen the example, Paul has a dog, a cat, and a parrot. So in that sentence, coordinating conjunction and was combining three different elements, but correlative conjunctions can only establish a relationship between two elements. All right. So some of the common correlative conjunctions are both and, either or, just as, so, neither nor, not but, not only and but also, whether and or. All these are correlative conjunctions and they are used together in a sentence. Okay, they not must also be followed by but in order to be used as a correlative conjunction. All right. The fourth kind of conjunction is conjunctive adverbs. Conjunctive adverbs are also called transition words. They join sentences or words or phrases just like words on the standard conjunction list. Separate sentences, or they can be joined into a single complex sentence with the help of a semicolon. So conjunctive adverbs kind of help one phrase transition into a second phrase. For example, after all is a conjunctive adverb, and after all the efforts we put in, the result was not appreciable. So it is helping to one sentence, that is the efforts we put in the result, into another sentence, that is the result was not appreciable. So after all helps in a smooth transition from one condition to another condition. She is taking advanced classes. In fact, she is an expert now. So we have used in fact, which is a conjunctive adverb, in order to combine both these phrases. And her taking advanced classes is transitioning into her becoming an expert. So we have used in fact a conjunctive adverb to combine these two phrases. Please concentrate that we have used semicolon in this sentence instead of making two separate sentences. We have used semicolon. Another example of conjunctive adverb is, as a result of the new job, he relocated to a new city. As a result is a conjunctive adverb in this sentence. She worked hard, consequently got a good appraisal. Consequently is a conjunctive adverb which is helping her hard work transition into a good appraisal. Okay. Finally, they quarreled for hours and then finally there was all silence. So finally is a conjunctive adverb which is combining their quarrel for hours with all silence. Two different phrases are being combined with the help of finally. She was tired and cold, and furthermore, she was hungry. So, here as well, furthermore is telling us about a additional condition along with the first two mentioned over in the beginning of the sentence. So, conjunctive adverbs help transition of one phrase into another phrase. There are certain rules for using conjunctions correctly. So, we will discuss them one by one. Rule number one, the conjunction so and as and as is used to make a comparison, but so and as is used in negative sentences, whereas as and as can be used for both negative and affirmative sentences. For example, as you behave, so you have to bear. So, this is a comparison statement, but it is the second statement is conveying a negative meaning. Therefore, we have to use as you behave, so you have to bear. She is not as beautiful as you. This is a negative sentence, but we have used as and as over here. She is as beautiful as you. It is a affirmative sentence, and you can see we can use as and as in affirmative sense as well. But as and so can only be used in negative sentences, while as and as can be used both in negative as well as affirmative sentences. I hope this is clear to you with this example. Rule number two, the conjunction both is always followed by the conjunction and. These are correlative conjunctions and therefore both must be followed by and. For example, both Rajat and Meera went for shopping. She is both pretty and intelligent. In both these sentences, uh, both is followed by and because they are correlative conjunctions and must be used together. All right. We will discuss some more correlative conjunctions in further rules because these are very common in our examinations. They are most common in the common error sentences. They are very common. Rule number 3. Lest is negative word and is always followed by either by should or first form of the verb. Remember the words not, no, never cannot be used with less. Example, dance carefully lest she should fall. So, lest is used in a negative word, therefore, it should be followed by should or first form of verb. Dance carefully lest she falls. Here we have used first form of a verb. In the first sentence, she should fall. We have made use. We have used first form of verb. So with lest is a negative verb followed by should or first form of verb. Rule number 4. The conjunction though or although is always followed by a comma or yet. For example, though she put in a lot of effort, comma, she didn't crack the exam. So please notice the comma between the two sentences when we use though. Okay, it is important to use comma or yet when we use the words though or although. Although the diamonds are costly, yet people buy them because it adds to status. So we have used yet in this example. I hope conjunction though or although is always followed by a comma or yet. All right. Rule number 5. Unless and until are negative words. Unless is action oriented while until is time oriented. So we use unless when we have to depict any action oriented phrase, and we use until when the relationship between phrases is time oriented. Remember, do not use words like never, not, no with the clause containing until and unless words. This is similar to the rule number 3 where we do not use never, not, no with lest. So similar to that, we will also not use these negative words with unless and until. For example, the father asked his daughter to wait until he returned. So we have used until because the relationship between these two phrases is time oriented. Okay. Unless the employee works hard, the company will not progress. Unless is used in this sentence because it is an action oriented phrase. Employees have to work hard, then only the company will progress. So this uh, this sentence denotes action, therefore unless is used instead of until. I hope the use of unless and until is clear to you. Unless is used in action oriented sentences and until is used in time oriented sentences. Rule number 6. Correct pair of conjunctions. This is for correlative conjunctions like not only with but also, hardly with when or before. So these are correlative conjunctions and therefore they must always be used in correct pairs. For example, if we are using hardly in any sentence, then it must be followed by when or before, nothing else. Okay, we cannot use wherever, where, etc. We have to use when or before with hardly. Similarly, with no sooner, we will use then. For example, no sooner had he finished his speech than the audience applauded. Okay, this is how we used correlative conjunctions in a sentence. Barely should be followed by when or before. Similarly, scarcely should be followed by when or before, and seldom should be followed by if ever or never. So seldom would be followed by if ever or never. Another example for the use of correlative conjunction in a sentence is the thief not only stole jewels but also took away the gizmos. So with not only we use but also. Let's move on to rule number 7. The conjunction doubt or doubtful is followed by det in negative or interrogative sentences, whereas in affirmative sentences these are followed by if or whether. So, if our sentence is a negative or interrogative in nature, then doubt or doubtful will be followed by det, while in would be followed by if or whether. If or whether. For example, he doubts if he can come to drop you. Doubt if he can come to drop you. This is a affirmative sentence, therefore if is used. I don't doubt that he is hardworking. I don't doubt that he is hardworking. This is a negative sentence and therefore we have used that along with doubt. Alright. She is doubtful whether she will attend the party. It is an affirmative sentence and therefore whether is used with doubt. If it would have been a negative sentence, then it will be followed by that. Rule number 8. The conjunction from is followed by to and between is followed by and. For example, it is difficult to choose between gold and silver. He keeps playing guitar from morning to evening. Here you can observe that we have used and after between. When we have used between in a sentence, we will use and as well. Similarly, when we have used from in a sentence, we will use to. So, from is followed by to, between is followed by and. I hope rule number 8 is clear to you as well. Let's move on to rule number 9. When more than two persons or things are involved, then none of or either. Examples: none of the employees complained about the manager. None of the employees complained. None of the employees complained regarding the theft. So, one of the employees complained about the manager is an affirmative sentence, and we have used one of instead of either because the number of persons involved is more than two. We will use either when two persons are involved. We will use one of when more than two persons are involved. Okay. We will use neither in case of a negative sentence where two persons or things are involved, but when more than two or things or persons are involved, we have to use none of. Like none of the employees complained regarding the theft. None of is used in a negative sentence. One of is used in a positive sentence, but only when the number of parties or things involved is more than two. Rule number 10. The conjunction rather or other is followed by then. They are also correlative conjunctions. For example, you have no other options than to go to school. He would rather give a car than a necklace. So the conjunctions rather or other should be followed by then. Okay, let's move on to rule number 11. Because denotes reason, so so we will use because in a sentence when we are the dependent phrase is a reason to the independent phrase. That is, he went to the doctor because he was ill. He was ill is the reason due to which he went to doctor. So we have used because over here. But when we have to come when the dependent phrase is the purpose of independent phrase, then we have to use in order. For example, he went to Delhi in order that he might see Mr. Roy. So the purpose of his visit was to meet Mr. Roy. Therefore, he went to Delhi. So in this sentence, we will use in order to combine these two sentences. So I hope rule number 11 is clear to you. Because denotes reason, whereas in order denotes purpose. Rule number 12. Words such as regard, describe, define, treat, mention, depict, portray are followed by as. For example, I regard her as my sister. He was treated as a slave. So after regard and treated, we used as. So words such as regard, describe, define, treat, mention, depict, portray are followed by as. Rule number 13. Such is followed by as in case of normal sentences. For example, we talked about such weather, but such is followed by det in case we have to emphasize the degree of something by mentioning the result. For example, the extent of the disaster was such that not a single man could survive. So we have to emphasize on the degree of severity of the second clause, that is, not a single man survived. Therefore, we have to use that after such. In normal sentences, we use as. In sentences where we have to emphasize the degree of something, we use that. The extent of the disaster was such that not a single man could survive. I hope all the 13 rules are clear to you. Now we will move on to the practice questions to evaluate what we have learned. In these practice questions, all the sentence is divided into three different parts. You have to identify which part of the sentence contains a mistake. That is, which part of the sentence is incorrect. If the whole sentence is correct and there is no grammatical error in the sentence, then we have to mark option D, that is no error. I hope these practice questions are clear to you. Let us discuss first practice question. The teacher is neither free or interested in teaching the students. The teacher is neither free or interested in teaching the students. Please remember the things that we question very easily. I am giving you 5 seconds in order to mark the correct answer. The teacher is neither free or interested in teaching the students. Option option is this sentence grammatically correct? Then mark option D. If you find some error in this sentence, then please mark from options A, B or C. I hope all of you have evaluated and marked your answers. The answer to this would be second part. That is, instead of or, nor must have been used, because neither and nor are correlative conjunctions, and neither must be followed by nor instead of or. So second part of the sentence is incorrect and the right answer is B option. The correct sentence will become, the teacher is neither free nor interested in teaching the students. Okay? What is the correct sentence? The teacher is neither free nor interested in teaching the students. So, or is replaced by nor in order to make it correct. So, correct answer is B. Part 2 is incorrect. Let us move on to second question. Ram lost not only his wallet but Ram lost not only his wallet but also his watch. Please evaluate whether this sentence has any error or it is a correct sentence. Ram lost not only his wallet but also his watch. What do you think? So the correct answer for this question would be no error. Why? Because with not only they have used but also. Both these are correlative conjunctions and they have used them correctly. Therefore, this is a correct sentence and there is no error. Ram lost not only his wallet but also his watch is a correct sentence. Okay. Question number 3. Although they listen to me, but their actions prove otherwise. Although they listen to me, but their actions prove otherwise. Please mark the incorrect portion of the sentence. We have already discussed the concept behind this question during the beginning of the slides. I hope you remember coordinating conjunctions. All of you might have marked your answers, so let's move on to the answer. The correct answer would be B. Part 2 is incorrect. Why? Because instead of but, we should have used yet. Why? Because the second phrase is conveying an information which is as compared to the first information. So, in such cases, yet is a better word as compared to but. So the correct sentence become although their actions prove otherwise, yet their actions prove otherwise. So in order to combine these contradictory statements and maintain the element of surprise in the information, we have to use yet instead of but. Option B is the correct option. Part 2 is incorrect. I hope this is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. Hardly had I reached the airport where I learned about the powerful bomb explosion. Hardly had I reached the airport where I learned about the powerful bomb explosion. Please recognize the incorrect portion in this sentence. Hardly had I reached the airport where I learned about the powerful bomb explosion. Mark your answers. Last 5 seconds. This question is also related to correlative conjunctions. So the correct answer to this question is part 2. Part 2 is incorrect. Why? Because with hardly we use when, not where. Where will be replaced by when because it is used along with hardly. They are correlative conjunctions. Hardly and when are correlative conjunctions and must be used together. Therefore, the correct sentence would become hardly had I reached the airport when I learned about the powerful bomb explosion. Okay? Option B, part 2 is incorrect. Instead of where, when should be used. Why? Because correlative conjunctions. I hope this question is also clear to all the students. Let's move on to the fifth question. He is not honest and nor truthful. He is not honest and nor truthful. Where is the grammatical error in this sentence? Please mark your answers. So the correct answer for this question would be option B. Part 2 is incorrect. Not honest will be replaced by neither honest. Why? Because with nor we use neither. neither honest and nor truthful. Okay, the correct sentence would become he is neither honest nor truthful. We will remove and as well. Okay, he is neither honest nor truthful. Question number 6. Because Suresh has not supported us for a long time, so we will not promote his campaign. Because Suresh has not supported us for a long time, so we will not promote his campaign. This is the sentence. Please identify the error in which portion. Us for a long time, so we will not promote his campaign. So the answer to this is first. Part 1 is incorrect. Why? Because and so both are correlative conjunctions, but because is used where it is preceded by effect and succeeded by reason. So the complete sentence is effect, because, reason. While when we use so, we can mention reason, so, and the effect. Therefore, we do not need to use because in this sentence because there is no effect preceding because in this sentence. The simple removal of because from the sentence will make it much grammatically correct. Suresh has not supported us for a long time, so we will not promote his campaign. This is the correct statement. I hope this one is also clear to you. We do not usually begin a sentence with because. Okay, we do not begin a sentence with because. A, 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 a few people have a lot of innovative ideas and they do not dare to execute them in this world of competition. So, which is the incorrect part of this sentence? A few people have a lot of innovative ideas and they do not dare to execute them in this world of competition. I am giving you 10 seconds in order to mark your correct answers. A few people have a lot of innovative ideas and they do not dare to execute them in this world of competition. So, which part of this sentence is incorrect? First, second, or third? Or whether there is no error? So, let us discuss the solution of this question. The correct option would have been B. Part 2 is incorrect. How? But should be used instead of and as the statements are contradictory in each other and but is used to such cases. So and should have been replaced with but. Why? Because the second statement is a contradictory statement to the first statement. A few people have a lot of innovative ideas. They do not dare to execute competition. So, but should be used instead of and as the statements are contradictory to each other and but is used in such cases. The correct sentence becomes few people have a lot of innovative ideas, but they do not dare to execute them in this world of competition. All right, let's move on to the next question. Students were asked to go to market and buy some stationery as notebooks, ball pens, and chart papers, etc. Please mark your answers, giving you 10 seconds. Students were asked to go to market and buy some stationery as notebooks, ball pens, and chart papers, etc. So, which is the incorrect part in the sentence? The incorrect part in this sentence would be use of and. Why? Because the use of as, because here first part of this sentence is a clause, while the second part of this sentence is a bunch of nouns like notebooks, ball pens, and chart papers. In sentences, we have to join when we have to join a noun and a conjunction. Okay, so like will be used instead of as. Students were asked to go to market and buy some stationery like notebooks, ball pens, and chart papers, etc. We will not use as because it is a conjunction and used to join two different clauses, not one clause to nouns. For that purpose, we use prepositions. Correct sentence becomes students were asked to go to market and buy some stationery like notebooks, ball pens, and chart papers, etc. Option C, part 3 is incorrect. Question number 9. Those landlords have seldom or ever tried their best to help the poor in the village. Please mark your correct answers. This would be the last question we would be discussing about conjunctions. So, those landlords have seldom or ever tried their best to help the poor in the village. Which part is correct? Which part is incorrect? Is there any error or there is no error? We have already discussed this in our previous slides. Okay, so please try to concentrate and mark the correct answer as this is the last question of today's practice. Those landlords have seldom or ever tried their best to help. Correct answer is option B. Part 2 is incorrect. Why? Because seldom is a correlative conjunction which is used with if ever or never. It is not used with or ever, it is used with or never. So the correct sentence would become those landlords have seldom or never tried their best to help the poor in the village. Okay? Correlative conjunction seldom is used with if ever or never. So here instead of or ever we have to use in or never. Okay. So with this we come to the end. We come to end of our conjunction chapter. We have discussed all the types of all different types of conjunction, the rules of their use, and I hope everything is clear to you. If you have any doubts, please mention them in the comment section so we can refer to you back. All right. Thank you and keep reading, keep studying.